What's up, everyone? It's Wednesday, my dudes. Welcome to February 17th, 2021. We're here for another episode of the Casual Fan Podcast, the hardest working, most accurate, most entertaining NHL sports gambling podcast on YouTube. My name is Pat Stuthers, your host and commentator. In this video, we're going to break down everything that happened, all the results, all the electric moments, the devastating moments, what we learned, and then get right into predictions for Wednesday and Thursday night. Over the past couple of days, I had a 9-5 record, staying hot on the early days of the week. We're going to try and keep it going for the midweek results. Before we get started, please make sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Click that button. It's right there. Just subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's take a look at some of the results. On Monday, I went 6-3. There was a disappointing game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators that didn't pan out, but I did tell you all to take the Winnipeg Jets, who almost also blew their game, but they did not. So we cashed in on that one. The Leafs unfortunately blew the two parlays that I gave you guys. You can't account for that. As far as I'm concerned, those games all hit, but they didn't. So 9-5 over the last 2 days. My overall record improves to 123-95, which boosts my winning percentage up to about 59%, and I will take that. That's a passing record. Let's get to a toe-to-toe. All the things that I told you would happen that did happen exactly the way I said. Number one, I told you the Jets would beat the Oilers, and I told you to bet the damn house on it. After the Oilers had won 3 straight and the Jets just lost to the Sens, I knew that would be a win for the Winnipeg Jets. It came awful close, but they squeaked it out. I told you about the Islanders and the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks was actually very close too. And I did tell you about the Toronto Maple Leafs, which was looking fantastic up until the third period. On Tuesday, I did tell you the Avalanche would win, but unfortunately they didn't win by 1.5 like I gave you in the bet. The Minnesota Wild didn't win, so I didn't get that in the bet. Unfortunately, teams with rust, like the Washington Capitals, who had been off, the Minnesota Wild, the Colorado Avalanche, these teams all struggled to get their kind of mojo going as they're playing. But then a team like the Devils goes out and beats the Rangers 5-2, so I don't know how to explain that. Let's talk about some of the most electric moments. Number one, the Ottawa Senators eliminating a 5-1 deficit in the third period against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Congratulations to any of you who hopped on the live wagon of the Senators comeback. I think most people had the Leafs probably by minus 1.5 in that game, so I guarantee most people got absolutely killed by that. So congratulations to the Ottawa Senators and to those of you who had unreasonable faith in that team. Minnesota Wild got blown out by the Los Angeles Kings, and I really thought that would be a hit. I already hit the Islanders earlier in the day, and that was the second leg of the parlay. Fortunately, they did not score a goal. A little rusty after the layoff. So what did we learn over the past couple of days? I think there are teams that are boring and defensive and fundamental hockey, such as the Islanders, the Vegas Golden Knights, the Carolina Hurricanes, even the Anaheim Ducks to a degree. I will take that a million times over what the Toronto Maple Leafs do. Give me a team that scores 1 or 2 goals and holds it for the rest of the game. That's a team you can bet on. There might not be a worse thing to be known for than blowing leads like the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's one thing to be completely terrible. It's one thing to be known for being boring. And it's one thing to be known for going goal for goal with an opponent. But to be known for getting a big lead and then blowing the game late, that's just going to inspire every single underdog to play their absolute hardest against you for a full 60 minutes. So way to go, Toronto Maple Leafs. You just inspired the entire NHL to take you down. The NHL is all about the mentality you have as a team. The Boston Bruins have a strong mentality. The Flyers have a strong mentality this year. Tampa Bay Lightning obviously have a strong mentality. The Leafs mentality is very, very fragile. Let's get to our predictions for Wednesday and Thursday night, a big slate of games, and we are going to get some winners here. I have been hit or miss on the weekend, but I bounced back actually pretty well on Monday and Tuesday, aside from those parlays. But this time, I think I'm gonna do very well. The very first game, the Florida Panthers is plus 140 underdogs against the Carolina Hurricanes, who are minus 160 favorites. Now, I would be cautious with this game because these are both very good teams. The Carolina Hurricanes stifle chances and they can score just as well as anybody, as we saw in the last game against the Tampa Bay Lightning, where there were 10 goals scored between the two teams. There's trends that go for either team. The Panthers are 4-0 in their last 4 when their opponent scores 5 or more in the previous game. The Panthers are also 4-0 in their last 4 when they score 5 or more in the previous game. The Panthers are also 4-1 in their last 5 road games. Now on the other side, the Hurricanes are 5-1 in the last 6 meetings between these teams. They're 33-11-2 in the last 46 in Carolina. The favorite is 45-19 in the last 64 meetings. And the under is 17-6-3 in the last 26 meetings in Carolina. So basically this game could go either way. They're both very good teams. Personally, I like to think that I'm ahead of the game and thinking that the Florida Panthers are for real after they just went toe-to-toe with the Tampa Bay Lightning. They look pretty good doing it too. I think the Panthers are going to outplay the Carolina Hurricanes in this game. And I love their value as underdogs, so I'm probably going to take them. Up next, we have the Senators as plus 255 underdogs against the Toronto Maple Leafs as minus 305 favorites. I don't know what to tell you about this game that's any different than the last game. It should be the exact same result, except hopefully the Leafs this time don't blow a 5-1 lead. I literally cannot guarantee that. That's the only reason I would stay away. I hate the money line for that reason. I hate the Leafs in regulation for that reason. I will tell you that the under is 4-0 in the Senators' last 4 after scoring 5 or more in the previous game. It's also 5-0 when their opponent scores 5 or more in the previous game. It's 6-1-1 in the Senators' last 8 overall. It's 5-1 in the Leafs' last 6 after scoring 5 or more. And it's 4-1 in the Leafs' last 5 overall. If I had to lean anything in this game, it would be the Leafs in the under, but I truly hate it. I'm probably just going to stay away. Next game, you got the Chicago Blackhawks as minus 135 favorites against the Detroit Red Wings at plus 115 underdogs. The Hawks are 7-1 in the last 8 meetings. They're also 5-1 in their last 6 overall. The under is 5-1 in the Hawks' last 5 road games. It's 5-0 in the Red Wings' last 5 home games. And the under is 6-2 in the Red Wings' last 8 against a team with a losing record. However, the over is 6-2-1 in the last 9 meetings between these two teams. In my opinion, I like the Hawks in this one. I think they're the better team. I also kind of like the over. However, Lankinen's been good, and sometimes Bernier can steal games, so it's a bit of a stay away. But I do like the Hawks to win the game. Up next, we have the Canucks as plus 125 underdogs against the Calgary Flames, minus 145 favorites. Canucks are 1-5 in the last 6 meetings. They're 4-13 in the last 17 meetings in Calgary. The favorite is 41-20 in the last 61 meetings between these teams, and the over is 28-4 in the last 32 meetings in Calgary. If I was to pick, Calgary in the over probably, but I'm not sure I'm going to play this game. Next game, you got the Jets plus 120 underdogs against the Oilers as minus 140 favorites. Jets are 5-1 in the last 6 meetings in Edmonton. Oilers are 4-1 in the last 5 as a favorite. The over is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings between these teams. The under is 4-0 in the Jets' last 4 following a win. It's 5-0 when the Jets score 5 or more in the previous game. And the under is 7-2 when the Jets play a team with a winning record. That said, the over is 5-1-1 when the Oilers play a team with a winning record. I would basically stay away from this game. The Jets took the first one. I could see the Oilers taking this one or the Jets winning again. I don't know if it's going to go over or under, so I'm going to stay away. You have the New Jersey Devils as plus 190 underdogs against the Boston Bruins as minus 240 favorites. The under is 6-1-1 in the last 8 meetings in Boston. It's 4-1 in the last 5 meetings. The under is 4-1 in the Bruins' last 5 Thursday games, and it's 9-3 in the Bruins' last 12 on 2 days rest. The favorite's also 36-15 in the last 51 meetings between these teams. If I was to pick, give me the Bruins, give me the under. Next game, you got the New York Rangers as plus 133 underdogs against the Philadelphia Flyers, minus 162 favorites. Rangers are 1-9 in their last 10 meetings, 1-5 in the last 6 in Philly. Favorite is 10-2 in the last 12. All the understats favor the Rangers, all the overstats favor the Flyers. If I was to pick, give me the Flyers and probably the over. Next game, the Islanders plus 110 underdogs against the Pittsburgh Penguins, minus 132 favorites. Islanders are 5-1 their last 6 overall. Road team is 5-2 in the last 7 meetings. Islanders are 7-2 in the last 9 meetings. The Islanders are an under team, but typically against Pittsburgh, it's been going over. It's 5-0 in the last 5 games in Pittsburgh. And the over is 9-4-1 in the Penguins' last 14 at home. I like the Islanders as an underdog in this game. I like their value at plus 110. You can double your money. They've been playing great. They get a lead, they keep it. That's a team you can count on. Next game, you have the Nashville Predators as slight underdogs at minus 103 against the Columbus Blue Jackets, slight favorites, minus 118. Home team's 5-1 in the last 6 meetings. Favorites 44-19 in the last 63 meetings. Preds are 44-16 in the last 60 meetings. Preds are 8-0 in their last 8 Thursday games. Give me the Preds in this game, but also stay away. I don't really like the Preds at all. Next game between the Senators and the Maple Leafs, well, it depends on if the Leafs blow another lead. If they do, I'm staying away for their games forever. For the rest of my life. If they do win convincingly, I would probably take them again in this game, but again, not touching puck line because I could see the Senators just keeping it close. I would, however, use the Toronto Maple Leafs in this 3rd game in a parlay. I think they will win. Up next are the Buffalo Sabres, plus 150 underdogs against the Washington Capitals, minus 182 favorites. I think the Washington Capitals are a much better team than the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres are 5-17 in their last 22 meetings in Washington, 5-15 in their last 20 meetings outright. The favorite is 36-17. In the last 53 meetings. The home team's 12-5 in the last 17, and the over is 5-2 in the last 7 meetings. If I was to pick, give me the Washington Capitals and probably give me the over. I think they'll be able to score a lot on the Sabres. Next game, San Jose Sharks, plus 180 underdogs against the St. Louis Blues, minus 225 favorites. Sharks are 1-6 in the last 7 meetings, 1-4 in the last 5 in St. Louis. Blues are 19-9 in their last 28 home games following a road trip of 7 or more. Martin Jones is also a sieve in net. For that reason, I'm going to take the Blues. I'm also going to take the over probably in this. If I had to lean, I'm more sure about the Blues than the over. Next, the Tampa Bay Lightning as road favorites, minus 125 against the Dallas Stars, plus 125. The road team's 4-0 in the last 4 meetings. Lightning are 5-1 in the last 6 in Dallas. Favorite is 4-1 in the last 5 in Dallas. Give me the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're such a good team. They're probably going to win. Next game, Los Angeles Kings, plus 130 underdogs against the Arizona Coyotes, minus 157 favorites. Kings are 8-2 in their last 10 following a win. They're 6-2 in the last 8 after allowing 2 or fewer goals in the previous game. Kings are 15-40 in their last 55 road games. Coyotes are 11-3 in their last 14 games on 2 days rest, but they're also 2-6 in the last 8 games following a win. And they're 1-4 against teams with winning percentages below 400. I don't love it, but I actually kind of like the Kings as an underdog. I saw the Coyotes playing really well against the Blues. They're going toe-to-toe with the Blues, but they just played 7 games in like 10 days against a very tough Blues team. This Kings team's been resting, and it came back and beat the Minnesota Wild. I like the Kings in this one. In the very last game, you got the Minnesota Wild as minus 137 favorites against the Anaheim Ducks, plus 114 underdogs. Wild are 5-1 in their last 6 games following a loss of 3 or more goals. They're 8-2 in their last 10 when they scored 2 goals or less in the previous game. They're 4-1 in the last 5 Thursday games, 11-5 in their last 16 road games, 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Anaheim, and the road team is 7-1 in the last 8. Give me the Wild and give me the under, which is 18, 7, and 2 in the last 27 meetings between these teams. So my official picks for the weekend, who I think is going to win, who I think is going to lose. Over the past couple of days, I went 9-5. I'm going to try and improve that record right now by picking the following teams. Starting with tonight, give me Panthers, Leafs, Hawks, Flames, Oilers. And then on Thursday, Bruins, Philly, Islanders, Predators, Leafs, Capitals, Blues, Lightning. And then in the late games, the Kings and the Wild. So that's what I think. That's what I think is going to win. It's usually I'm pretty good at just picking these teams. So if you put like $1 on each thing, you'd probably be up. I've never actually done that. Usually you should pick the best matchup that I explain in the predictions and bet based on that. But I'll also offer you these official bets for the next couple of days. These are the winners, the ones that are guaranteed that you can put your money on and feel safe that you're going to double, triple, quadruple your money and walk away a very, very rich person. Guaranteed. So starting with Wednesday night, I really like the value on the Florida Panthers. I'm going to make a gut choice that they are for real. They went toe-to-toe with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I think that they will beat a very tough Carolina Hurricanes team. But if you're going to give me the 9-2-2 Florida Panthers as underdogs, I'm going to take them. The next bet I'm going to make, the Leafs, minus 1.5. They deservedly took a lot of heat after that loss to the Ottawa Senators. They're going to come out flying. They're going to come out and embarrass this team. Or not. And maybe I'm the fool because I shouldn't be betting on this team to come back with a statement game when so many times in the past they have not come back with statement games. But I think this time they're actually going to score. They're a very good team. Leafs minus 1.5. Bounce back. Let's get them. And the parlay I'm going to make is going to be Leafs. I'm going to keep riding with the Chicago Blackhawks, especially against the Detroit Red Wings. And I'm also going to take the Calgary Flames as the third leg of that parlay. They seem to play very well against the Vancouver Canucks. And on Thursday, the first bet I'm going to make is the Bruins, parlayed with the under. That's an early game, so hopefully I hit, and then I can kind of reinvest my winnings in the later games. I'm going to take the Flyers with the over against the Rangers. Same kind of premise. That's an early game as well. I'm going to put my biggest unit of betting on the Islanders as plus 100 underdogs against the Pittsburgh Penguins because I've been betting on the Islanders, and they've been doing great for me. And then the last parlay I'm going to make, super dangerous to have 2 different days, 2 different parlays involving the Toronto Maple Leafs. But on Thursday night, it's going to be the Leafs, the Capitals, the Lightning parlay. And that one's going to hit. That one is going to hit. That's what I think. Thank you for watching. For all of you who enjoy this and are winning money on bets, you're welcome. And please tell your friends and continue watching. It's going to be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the Casual Fan Podcast. This is the hardest working, most accurate, most entertaining NHL sports gambling podcast on YouTube. My name is Pat Sellers. Thanks for watching. Please follow Fan the Casual on Twitter and Instagram. I'm going to start doing all kinds of memes and stuff like that. So keep it going. I'll see you on Friday. Good luck with your bets. Let's win it tonight. I can pretty much guarantee we're going to win tonight. Let's do it. Let's go. Cheers.